Hey guys, it's Kirby. So, wow, LipSense Apocalypse 2017 happened. A lot of people were upset with this video, namely just distributors of LipSense and also some diehard fans, because they said that I applied the product incorrectly, and they said that I didn't give an honest review. I felt like I was giving like a State of the Union with my comment. I couldn't mince words, I couldn't mess up anything. It was just really, really exhausting. So I figured I would give it another chance. We did miss a crucial part. When I hear the term LipSense, the two things that come to mind are long lasting, doesn't move. I just think of the girls that rub their lips and the boys that rub their lips and nothing comes off. I also think of it being a multi-level marketing company. And I will say, I totally get it. I get it that this is their livelihood. And if I'm not doing it the correct way, there's reasons to be upset about that. I don't think my application actually changed the way I felt about the product. A lot of my friends, especially in Texas, sell LipSense. I live in Los Angeles and we needed the product quickly. We also didn't want to purchase from somebody who could be our, my friend or one of my producer's friends and then feel like, we were letting them down with a negative review. I work on a show at a publisher. I come up with ideas and say, oh, I'd love to try LipSense. And instead of like going into like all of this detail about what it is and learning every single thing about it before I try it, the gag is that I'm getting these products for the first time and I'm reading the directions that come with them on how to use them and then giving my hot take from that. And most of the products that I get, they have very, very thorough instructions, but a lot of you guys that were commenting that were upset said, can you read? You didn't follow instructions. This is a two-part process. But like when I think of LipSense, I don't know that it's a two-part process. Somebody put it really well. They said it's like shellac for your lips. So you start with the color and you seal it with the gloss, which totally makes sense. But when I think of LipSense, I think of one product. A lot of you also claim that I went to a faulty site. LipSense is the site from Senegence. So we bought 3 lipsticks, Beige Champagne, the Sheer Berry, and the Blue Red, because we wanted to have like a lighter shade, a bold shade, and a darker shade. When we purchased it and we went to check out, it was never mentioned that we needed a glossy gloss. So we purchased the 3 products, and when we received them, they came in a little bag. It did have an instruction booklet, which we have since thrown away since the shoot because we didn't realize this was gonna be such a huge ordeal. In the instructions, I kind of laid this out in one of the comments. It was just make sure your lips are clean, apply the lipstick in 3 thin layers, letting each coat dry in between layers. And then from there, it never was outright like finish it with the gloss, seal it with the gloss. If I'm looking at this, it does say finish with your favorite LipSense gloss. But for me as a beauty consumer, I know plenty of other brands that are like finish with your favorite whatever brand gloss as just a way to be like, that's how you finish it. It's not a necessary step, it's just like do it. I judge this on a few different things, 3 things actually. How long it lasts, how it feels on the lips, and the quality of the product. So a lot of you said that my review was null and void because I didn't have the glossy gloss and it didn't help to seal the color. Well, my review of it was actually that it outlasted literally everything. I said that it was gonna outlast the Trump administration. I said that it would outlast like cockroaches in the Arctic winter. It was gonna last through the apocalypse, basically. So even without the glossy gloss, the lipstick was long lasting. The issues were with the way it felt and the quality of the product. I personally did not like the way it felt on my lips because I said, you remember, it was sticky. So that is why I went and I bought the glossy gloss. I'm gonna try it again. So let's do it. A lot of you want to know if I can read. I can read. And this says LipSense, how to apply LipSense. All right, the first video from Katie Enos. The one thing she said is that she can't talk through this video. That's because you're not supposed to touch your lips together in between coats, which I now know. Start with clean, dry lips. I have nothing on my lips. Shake the color really well. You guys didn't see this, but I did do it. Just wasn't in the first video. Shake it like a doll. She started with her Cupid's bow and starts at the outside, goes to the corner, does the same thing on the other side, then goes to the inside and does the exact same thing for the bottom. You can't just wipe it back and forth, which I will say, it seems a little aggressive for lipstick. Like it's lipstick, I just want to put it on, but don't get mad at me, just my personal opinion. Guys, I have to say, like, this makes a difference. For sure. I actually am really loving the way the gloss feels. Now, this isn't the first time I felt the gloss, but but it is the first time that I applied it with a wand because like I said, I had a sample before and I had to tear it and then put it on. But my lips just feel really nice. I'll give it that. It feels way better. There's not the sticky factor, but when you are putting on LipSense, I'm just gonna get real. The smell is still bothering me like before, which was my other issue. The smell just smells alcohol-y to me. And that makes sense. It's denatured alcohol. We know that denatured alcohol is fine for the skin. It's FDA approved. It's known to be put in products that help with oily skin. So it thins it out, it's a solvent. And it also helps to keep the product from being too greasy. So that's why it's good for people with oily skin. And that's why it dries so quickly. It still smells and it still burns when I put it on. Now, I know so many of you are like, girl, that's because your lips are chapped or your lips are bad or your lips have bacteria on them. And it takes a couple of weeks, but before long, the burning will stop. I have so many things to say about that. I just really don't like the burning sensation. That's the thing that bothers me. And the whole letting it dry. You know, you're going after me for not following the directions to a T, but then like when I complain that, you know, maybe the directions are a little too much for a lipstick, then I'm just stupid. I don't think that's fair. All that being said, I love the way it feels right now. This color, beige champagne, this is my jam, y'all. And I love the gloss too. The gloss is great. A lot of you are saying that the gloss is meant to be a sealant to keep it from coming off on things. Well, even without the gloss, this is not coming off on anything. Some of you were upset because I was like, well, it came off a little patchy on my mug and I didn't have the gloss on, but still, it like did not come off. It wasn't coming off on my boyfriend. It didn't come off when I ate food. You know when you eat and you have lipstick on and then it gets on your chin? That didn't happen. I loved it. I loved the longevity of it and I love that it did not budge. And it came off really easy with a makeup wipe, which I later got in trouble for because apparently you're not supposed to use a makeup wipe to remove it. You're supposed to use a damp cloth. But it came off. Like, what are all these rules? Like, it came off. Nothing about my review was about how long it lasted or how well the product worked, because it works, okay? Yep, nothing coming off. So here is my verdict, having done the process the right way. It's the same as before. It lasts. It lasts. The way it feels on the lips after the gloss is on feels like $1,000,000, so that has changed for sure. It is a process when you're applying it because, you know, everyone's so strict about the rules of how it's applied. For me, I feel like you could just put it on a normal way and it would be fine, the 3 layers. I did get nervous, like, oh crap, like what if my lips do touch? And then I was like holding my mouth open and then I was afraid that it was like sticking in the corners. I have like PTSD from this video, guys. All right, so if I'm gonna rate the feel of it with the lip gloss, it's great, but it still burns when you apply and it's still, it's obviously sticky when you're waiting for it to dry, and I feel like that is a little bit of a process that I don't personally like, okay? So when it comes to the burning, it's not crazy that as a consumer, also a person in the beauty industry, but as a consumer, that I don't want my lips to have to burn for even 2 days. It could be 2 weeks, 2 months, or 2 days before I start seeing the benefits of this product. I mean, I feel like it should kind of be considered a chemical peel for your lips. Maybe if it was advertised like that, I would be totally fine with the way it burns my lips. I feel like my lips could be 100% water and people would still be like, your lips, that's the problem. That's why you have to let it burn for a little bit, because then they'll be better later. It's just like, I don't want to have to put this product on and then wait after like going through that to end up getting a good result. So that is really a big turnoff for me. It was the same as before. And then the final thing that I graded it on was the quality of the ingredients. I know a lot of you were upset because I was kind of crapping on denatured alcohol. Denatured alcohol, like I said before, is not bad. I consulted my friend and my esthetician, Renee Rouleau, and I said, hey, can you tell me a little bit about denatured alcohol? Can you tell me what it does? And if you're scared of it as an esthetician with your own skincare brand. And she said, alcohols can be humectants, solvents, emulsifiers, all of that stuff. And she even said vitamins A and E are actually alcohols. They're antioxidants, but alcohols. And I know this. I've been in the beauty industry for a really long time now. I know that there are good alcohols that are fine to be in beauty products. She said it's considered a solvent alcohol versus a fatty alcohol. She doesn't suggest using those types of alcohols on the skin because they tend to be too drying for most skin types, okay? Which would make sense because this product is all about drying. She even said it can act as an exfoliant to remove off surface dead skin cells. Granted, it creates new dead cells in the process. So sure, it's exfoliating your lips and getting rid of those dead cells, but it's creating new ones. She obviously is not suggesting it, but she did say as to why it's in LipSense, it could be a combination of all the above ingredients, but overall it's considered to be a very drying ingredient. That's why so many of you were upset that I didn't have the gloss, because the gloss is meant to be a step 2 to help protect the lips and, in a sense, hydrate them, right? Knowing this, I was like, I don't want to take everything at face value, and I think that's something useful that all of you can consider as well. Don't take everything that you hear at face value. Do your own research. Talk to different types of people. One of the things I kept saying to the angry commenters that would send me literature from LipSense affiliated sites and LipSense distributors is, do you have this information that's not from a LipSense site? And they couldn't deliver it. I did my own research, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna talk to some cosmetic chemists. One of them used this analogy. Dimethicone is the primary ingredient in the Glossy Gloss. It's like putting rubbing alcohol on your hands, okay? And then taking a hand cream and putting it on. The rubbing alcohol dries out the hands, but then your hands are temporarily moisturized because you have the hand cream. But the minute that you put on more rubbing alcohol, it's just gonna dry out your hands again, and it's gonna be a cycle. She has not tried LipSense because she knows what ingredients are in the products. And I thought that was kind of telling. But then I talked to another cosmetic chemist. The ingredient acrylates, and that is a word that I can't pronounce, is a film-forming polymer that frequently is used in sunscreens to provide water and sub-off resistance. This polymer is soluble in ethanol and not soluble in water, so that's why ethanol is the main ingredient in this product. While many people perceive products containing ethanol to be drying to the skin or lips, cosmetic chemists have savvy ways of mitigating dryness by incorporating humectants and other moisturizing ingredients in a product. I should have been a little bit more clear in that, yes, I know that denatured alcohol is fine in skincare products, but for me, the smell paired with the burning, paired with the fact that it's saying right in the primary ingredient that it's denatured alcohol, really turned me off. This is kind of my verdict when it comes down to it. I still don't like the smell. The feel with the gloss is A+. You have to have the gloss. How many of you guys said this to me? You have to have the gloss. So the feeling has changed. The quality of the ingredients, jury's still out. I'm still hesitant. It's, smell always affects everything. So I'm just like, the smell really just has set me off. It's like put me in a downward spiral. Will I continue to wear LipSense? If you are gonna buy a red lipstick, buy LipSense, because it's not gonna move. It's not gonna come off. You could make out with your partner or whoever you want, really, and it's not gonna go anywhere. So if you're gonna buy one product, buy the red with the gloss. I hope that if in the future you see somebody that's using this product incorrectly in a review, that you would kindly let them know that you would kindly watch the video and also just hear what they're actually saying. At the end of the day, even though I just used the LipSense, it didn't come off and it lasted, right? The thing that I was really not feeling was the burning of my lips, the smell, and then I was a little suspect of the ingredients, which you guys had a right to have a conversation with me about. I make these videos online because I care and I'm passionate and I really love what I do. I will say that I was trying to maintain some integrity, but also a lot of the comments were hurtful, that I'm dumb, that I'm stupid, that you will never trust another review that I do because I was giving a fake review, it wasn't honest, and I'm like, this isn't fake news, this is me giving an authentic review based on what I knew. But I am gonna change some things about the show. I'm definitely gonna be researching the heck out of the product before I get it, so that when I get it, it's not so much about me figuring out how to use it, it's doing it and then giving my opinions. For me, this video is not the quality of video that I wanna put out on my own channel because I have so many ideas and I don't want them to be these long-winded beauty videos, but I do feel like I had to be long-winded for this one just because there were so many topics and things to cover. If you do like my content, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel, head over to my public page on Facebook and give it a like. LipSense, I don't hate it, I still don't love it. Thanks guys, we'll see you next time.